James, this series has been a hit in the UK this summer, and now it's debuted in the US on the streaming service BritBox. It's basically everywhere at this point, but it takes place in a very small place, a mining village, where you grew up. Can you tell me more about the true events that inspired Sherwood and why now is the right moment to tell this story?
Yeah, sure. No, nice to speak about it. It's so it's set in my hometown in North Nottinghamshire, which is a socially economically deprived part of England. It's where the industry and manufacture used to play a key part in people's lives, but since then has deteriorated due to the various government policies over the years. And as many people will know, in 1984, there was a huge, Britain's largest actually piece of industrial action, the largest strike ever in the UK, which was the miners' strike, which was against the policies of Margaret Thatcher closing down the state-subsidised pits and collieries. And you may have seen that represented culturally in films like Billy Elliot and that kind of thing. But actually, what's the untold story, I think, of this is it was more split than you might imagine. In my hometown in Nottinghamshire, more people stayed working than actually went on strike. And pre-Brexit, pre the European referendum, where we were all divided into this artificial binary of leave and remain, this decision completely split families and friendship groups. It was incredibly violent. And the London Metropolitan Police had to come up for about a year and police these communities, and it's very upsetting. Cut to 2004, and there was a really tragic murder on my uncle's street, a few doors down from me, where a miner who had been on strike was killed by a miner who had chosen to go back to work. And this, it was done with a crossbow, a bow and arrow. So all the mythology and the folklore around Robin Hood being an outlaw with a bow and arrow is all there. He went into Sherwood Forest, and because that search area was so huge, the Met Police had to come back to this very tiny village decades after the miners' strike. And what that did was invoke all those memories and that shared trauma in the community around that political decision that split it in the first place. So it's a crime drama that we're representing, but it's the political and social narratives that I think interested me the most.